Live Text Access, Training for Real-Time Intralingual Subtitlers. This video lecture explains the strategies or techniques for self-motivation. It has been created by SSML and Velotype.
This element is aimed at letting you develop factors for high performance in real-time intralingual subtitling through respeaking. It is divided into 3 learning outcomes.
On completion of this training sequence, you will be able to implement strategies and techniques for self-motivation, like knowing your software and its multiple facets, improving your capacity to be accurate and rapid, motivating your team, and knowing how to gather information on speeches before the job starts. This is the agenda. We will first look at knowing your software, then the training and progress, followed by motivating students and colleagues, and finishing with gathering information and speeches. In the end, we will give a summary. Let's get started with knowing your software.
Your respeaking software is not just a tool. It is your main partner to reach high levels of performance. Getting to know it is fundamental for your career. As you may know, there are freeware and more professional software programs available on the market. Dragon Naturally Speaking is the most widely used professional program by freelancers. Its manual provides all information needed to learn all its options, thus constantly improving your performances. Although Dragon is a product for Windows-based PCs, Mac users can still use it through Microsoft Parallel. Alternative options are freeware available in the market, Google-based or Microsoft-based or Mac-based.
Making progress is also fundamental for your motivation, as well as keeping track of it. Here we propose a couple of tips to daily improve your performances or to keep a high standard. Another aspect you must start dealing with is mistakes. Mistakes happen, and they can be more or less serious. So if you keep making the same mistake, this is frustrating. Knowing them and how to avoid them is fundamental to achieve better and better results. Keep track of your mistakes. You will learn how to deal with each of them and do a better job. For example, after your job you can go through the text using the spell check and grammar check to see if there are any mistakes in the spelling. Keep a list of words you might find difficult or in which you often make errors in spelling. Next time, you can remember how to write the words correctly.
When a word is not correctly recognized by the respeaking software, there may be several reasons for that. One is that the word is not in the software vocabulary. Adding it to the software vocabulary will improve the quality of your performance. Another reason is that you don't pronounce it the way the software expects you to pronounce that word. Train it, and the probability the software recognizes it will increase. Of course, you also need to improve your dictation skills, allowing you to constantly improve your skills. One further reason is related to its spelling. The word is not spelled as you wish. If it is a homophone that appears on screen, you need to create a macro so as to differentiate it from the words that are pronounced the same. If you or your company want that word to be written in a way which is different from the one which appears on screen, you need to modify its spelling in the software vocabulary by replacing the software spelling with your house style.
One of the best ways to improve your quality standard is to reach MARS. Well, I should say, in order to reach your MARS, the acronym for Most Accurate and Rapid Speech-to-Text Rate. Because you must be quick but also avoid mistakes that may hinder comprehension of what you are writing. MARS is the maximum number of words per minute one is able to produce while keeping high quality standards. Knowing your marks will allow you to understand when you can follow your speaker word for word and when you need to summarize in order to keep high quality standards. It can be very useful to have colleagues or students who go through the same process and to motivate each other. When you are learning the system completely by yourself, it can be difficult to stay disciplined and motivated. But perhaps there is someone in your environment who can help in staying motivated and not giving up. Maybe it is your parents, brother, sister, or a best friend. Just having them motivate you can be helpful. When you are learning the system together in a group of students or with colleagues, it can work great if you motivate each other and discuss the progress and the problem you encounter. Of course, a teacher or coach can help you with this as well. Later on, when doing jobs in the field, it is always good to discuss your problems or questions with other colleagues who might have encountered similar situations. The last aspect we consider important to develop factors for high performance in real-time intralingual subtitling is gathering the information you need for the job, also called pre-editing. As you know, pre-editing consists of getting as much information as possible from speakers on the topic. This will help you motivate to do the job. Every time I'm called to do a job, I look at the agenda and I look for two important things: who the speakers are and what they will talk about. I then surf the net looking for previous speeches of the same speakers and/or speeches about the same topics. This will allow me to enrich my knowledge of the topic as well as my vocabulary. Being prepared makes me feel much better, allows me to do a better job, and even allows me to find exit strategies more easily when in trouble. When you know beforehand the speaker will read a speech from paper, it can be very useful to have this beforehand. Especially with inexperienced speakers, it can be a challenge when they read a speech when being nervous or too fast. Summary. Knowing your equipment is fundamental. You should always aim to improve your skills and make sure you are well prepared for your jobs. Exercises. The exercises for the video lecture are in the trainer's guide and the PowerPoint file.
LTA Live Text Access, Universitat Autónoma de Barcelona, SDI, Internationale Hochschule, Scuola Superiore per Mediatori Linguistici, ZDF Digital, European Federation of Hard of Hearing People FHO, Velotype, SUBT Access, European Certification and Qualification Association ECQA. Co-funded by the Erasmus Plus program of the European Union. Erasmus Plus project 2018-1-DE01-KA203-004218. The information and views set on this presentation are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official opinion of the European Union. Neither the European Union institutions and bodies, nor any person acting on their behalf, may be held responsible for the use which may be made of the information contained here.